Hello, what's happening? Matt aka Lethal Frag here, and we're going to be doing a commentary on why I think gaming should be for fun. And now, I'm not trying to say that, competitive gaming is a bad thing. Just as a general rule, if you're not having fun doing something, it's probably not worth your time. And this took me a really long time to figure out. I was a real rager back when I was younger. I used to rage a lot when I gamed. I started up my, Rage-Free Gaming series. And this kind of goes along that lines, but I've been thinking a little bit deeper about it, and I think that if you game with a lot of anger, it's going to flow into other areas of your life. For any serious gamer, you're probably looking at 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a night, every single night. So if you're angry, while you're playing that, it's probably going to roll over into other areas of your life. It might roll into your work or into your family or whatever the case may be. And people will say, oh, well, raging is a great way to get out my aggression. That really just means that there's a bigger problem there. And maybe one that you need to address. It's not that you can't rage while you game, but that shouldn't be the outlet for all your anger. Because really you've done nothing about the anger except for express it on some random person on the internet, which I know seems to be pretty common these days. I've definitely noticed over the past few years that the, rage problem has definitely escalated on a much wider scale. And I'm trying to go the other way. I don't really play very many first-person shooters anymore, and part of that is because they do make me rage. Regardless of what I do, inevitably I do rage on those games. At least a little bit. I'm much better than I used to be, but they are rage-inducing. My point being that if you're not having fun gaming, what is the point really? I understand some people want to be hyper-competitive. I consider myself an extremely competitive person. I take winning very seriously, and if I don't win, I'm usually upset. So, in that matter, there's nothing wrong with being competitive, but be angry at yourself. Don't lash out at other people. It's not a healthy way to be. It's not a healthy way to live your life. The more anger and rage that you have in your life, the more negative things that are going to happen to you. That's something that I really believe in. I believe in the power of positive thought, and positive actions will, they'll have positive effects on your life. And the exact opposite goes. If you're a negative person, you're always negative thinking, you have a lot of negativity in your life, the more likely that negative things are going to happen to you. And when those negative things do happen to you, they're going to be escalated at an even larger scale because you take them in the very worst way possible. It really messes up your ability to deal with adversity. Because the only way that you know how to deal with adversity is through raging, through yelling, or whatever the case may be. And whether that manifests itself in the video games that you play, or your work, or your relationships in life, it's a bad thing overall. So I encourage everybody to take a deep breath, especially if you're not playing a very serious game. You're just playing a first-person shooter, you're gonna die. You're gonna lose some games. Just take it with a grain of salt. Take that deep breath. Say good game every once in a while when you lose. Just take it for what it is. Take it that you're not gonna win every game, and maybe stuff is frustrating, but really there's nothing you can do about it. Which goes back to a motto that my dad always told me, and shit, I never listened for a long time. Control what you can and live with the rest. And all that really means is that you're only going to have control over so many things in your life, and the one thing that you really do have control over is your emotions and your actions. Pretty much everything else, anything that anybody else does, is completely out of your control, because frankly, people are going to do what they want to do, and nobody changes unless they want to. So you have to focus on yourself and putting yourself in a good place mentally and physically, and take care of yourself. And part of that is not being an angry person. I'll say it once again: the more negative you are, the more negative things that are going to happen in your life. Negativity breeds negativity. Negative people do not like happy people, and that's why we see people lashing out at people that are successful or having success or happy. They're usually being attacked by those negative people because they don't want them to be happy. They want them to be negative. I don't really understand how it works. It's one of the darker sides of human nature that's kind of unfortunate. But, it's time-tested and proven throughout history that negative people don't want others to be happy. And in turn, it's impossible for you to be happy yourself if you're a negative person. You know, being happy and being a positive person is definitely the high road. It's also the hard road. It's a lot easier to rage. It's a lot easier to live your life being an angry person. Frankly, because it's the easy way to express your emotions. But you know, you find if you just take little steps, you know, don't rage that game. You know, say something nice when you lose every once in a while. You start taking little steps, you realize it actually feels pretty good, and you actually end up enjoying your gaming sessions a little bit more, which then, you know, in turn rolls over to other parts of your life. Because I can say, you know, as a serious gamer myself, I put in, I don't even want to count how many hours I've spent gaming, and a lot of them raging. I have a lot better time. I feel a lot more relaxed. I sleep better. I feel better when I'm happy while I'm gaming. You know, have fun with it. Gaming's supposed to be about fun. If you look back at your childhood when you played video games, you were having a blast, and you should never get away from that, because that's what video games are here for. They're here to provide entertainment for us, not for an outlet for our rage, not for that kind of entertainment. It's really what it should all be about. And that's all I got on this subject. Thanks for listening, guys. Frag out.